Let's talk about the psychology of something we all do: endless scrolling. You ever find yourself just scrolling? You know you should stop. You even want to stop, but your thumb just keeps going? If that sounds familiar, well, you're in the right place. First things first, let's just get this out of the way. It's not because you're lazy. It's so easy to beat ourselves up about it, but that's not what's really going on here. And you know what? It's not a lack of discipline either. It has nothing to do with willpower. This is something much deeper, something happening on autopilot. So what is it then? The real culprit is overstimulation. See, your brain has been carefully, almost perfectly, trained to chase a specific kind of reward, and that reward is always, always just a pocket reach away. To really get what's happening, we have to look at the chemistry inside our own heads. We need to talk about something called the dopamine trap. Okay, so every single time you flick your thumb and see a new video, a new picture, a new bit of info, your brain gets this tiny little hit of a chemical called dopamine. It feels good. We call this easy dopamine because, well, it's effortless and it's infinite. Now, your brain is, at its core, an energy-saving machine. It's always looking for the easiest path. So it starts to ask a very logical question. Why would I do the hard, focused work when a feeling of comfort is literally just one swipe away? And before you know it, the whole thing becomes automatic. The second you feel a little bored, a little stressed, maybe a little tired, your hand is already reaching for your phone. It's not a choice anymore. It's a reflex. So this might seem like no big deal, right? Just a way to unwind. But there's a pretty serious hidden cost to this constant waterfall of easy dopamine. Let's really dig into what that is. We think scrolling is a break, but it's actually quietly draining our most valuable mental resources. It's been shown to shrink your attention span, making it harder to focus on any one thing for long. It actually makes simple tasks feel harder because they can't compete with the instant rewards online. It slowly lowers your overall motivation, and here's the kicker, it actually increases your mental fatigue. And that's the paradox, isn't it? You scroll to escape feeling tired, but you put the phone down feeling even more exhausted than when you started. That is the trap. So if it's so draining, why is it so hard to just stop? You know, the usual advice is just have more willpower. But that advice is doomed to fail, and there's a very specific reason why. Yeah, the myth is just be more disciplined. But the reality? Our brains were never, ever designed to fight off an infinite 24/7 stream of perfectly engineered stimulation. Trying to win that fight with willpower alone, it's like trying to hold back the ocean with a bucket. So we have to change the game. The answer isn't to try harder. The solution isn't about willpower. It's about environment design. It's about creating a space that helps your brain instead of fighting it. Okay, so let's get practical. How do we actually do this? I'm going to walk you through a few psychological fixes that are all about changing your environment, not just gritting your teeth and resisting the urge. In fact, there are 3 really simple, really powerful steps you can take, and they're all based on how your brain actually works. Here they are. 1, replace, don't remove. 2, make scrolling inconvenient. And 3, create a stop trigger. Let's break down each one. Okay, number 1, replace, don't remove. Your brain hates avoid. Telling yourself, I won't use my phone, is a really weak command. Instead, give your brain a clear rule. Say, I will use my phone for a few minutes right after I finish this one small task. That structure is something the impulsive part of your brain just can't argue with. Number 2, make scrolling inconvenient. Look, the habit is powerful because it's so easy. So what do? We add friction. We make it just a little bit harder. Move those social media apps off your home screen so you have to search for them. Turn your phone screen to grayscale. You'd be amazed how boring it becomes. Log out of your accounts. Any little bit of effort you add weakens that automatic pull. And finally, number 3, create a stop trigger. The whole point of the infinite scroll is that it never ends, so you have to create your own ending. Before you even open the app, decide on your finish line. I'm going to watch exactly 3 videos, and that's it. Or maybe the next time I see a car ad, I'm closing the app. Give your brain a clear, specific instruction, and you'll be surprised how well it listens. Now, these are great tactics, but they're really all pointing to a much bigger idea. This isn't just about spending less time on your phone. This is about reclaiming one of the most important things you have, your focus. So remember, you don't need some magical burst of motivation. You don't need more discipline. What you really need are fewer triggers. You need an environment that isn't constantly trying to steal your attention. Because when it comes right down to it, your attention is the most valuable currency you have. What you choose to focus on from one moment to the next, that is what builds your life. The phone itself isn't the problem. The real enemy is the unconscious habit. So, if you learn to control your scroll, you learn to control your focus. And when you control your focus, you control your life.